March 11, 2011, 2:46 p.m. The ground beneath northeastern Japan begins to shake. Not a tremor, not an aftershock. A full magnitude 9.1 megathrust earthquake, one of the most powerful ever recorded in human history. The shaking lasts 6 minutes. And then it stops. For a moment, there is silence. People step outside, look around, check on their neighbors. They don't know yet. They don't know that 250 kilometers offshore, the seafloor has shifted by 50 meters, pushing a wall of water toward the surface. Silent, invisible, moving at the speed of a commercial jet. The 2011 Tōhoku tsunami killed nearly 20,000 people, destroyed over 1 million buildings, triggered the worst nuclear disaster since Chernobyl, and Japan, a country that had spent decades building seawalls, watched every single one of them fail. What Japan did next was either the greatest act of coastal engineering in human history or the most expensive mistake ever poured in concrete. Japan is an island nation. The sea feeds it, connects it, defines it, but the sea also kills. Japan sits directly on the Pacific Ring of Fire, one of the most seismically active zones on Earth. The country experiences thousands of earthquakes every year, and earthquakes near ocean subduction zones produce tsunamis. Japan has been hit by major tsunamis more times than almost any country in recorded history. The word itself is Japanese. Tsu, harbor. Nami, wave. A word invented by fishermen who would sail out in the morning, return in the evening, and find their entire village gone. For decades, Japan's answer to this threat was engineering. Seawalls, breakwaters, floodgates, a vast network of coastal defenses built slowly over the 20th century. On March 11, 2011, Japan discovered that network wasn't enough. The 2011 tsunami didn't just kill people. It shattered Japan's belief in its own infrastructure. In Kamaishi, protected by a breakwater recognized as the world's deepest, the wave overwhelmed the structure in minutes. In Taro, a town with 10-meter seawalls built specifically because of its tsunami history, water climbed to 15 meters and poured straight over. In Miyako, cameras captured the exact moment the water topped the seawall. Residents watching from behind it believed they were safe. They were not. The lesson was brutal and clear. The walls were not tall enough, not strong enough, not extensive enough. And so Japan made a decision that would consume the next decade, $12 billion, and the full productive output of its construction industry. They would build a new wall, running nearly 400 kilometers along the coastline, standing 60 feet tall. So how do you actually build a 60-foot seawall? The challenge isn't just height. It's mass, foundation depth, wave impact resistance, and the ability to withstand not just water, but everything the water carries. In 2011, the tsunami pushed cars, ships, entire buildings, all of it moving at highway speeds, acting like a battering ram against anything in its path. The new walls were built using massive precast concrete caisson units, giant hollow concrete boxes manufactured at specialized facilities, transported by sea, and sunk into position along the shoreline. Once in place, each caisson was filled with sand, gravel, and concrete. Steel reinforcement ran through the structure at multiple levels. The ocean-facing side was given a sloped, textured profile, designed to deflect wave energy rather than absorb it head-on. At the base, deep foundation piles were driven into bedrock, in some locations 20 meters down, to prevent the wall from being undermined by scour, the process where fast-moving water erodes the soil beneath a structure until it collapses. And at the top, a curved lip, like the rim of a wave, designed to throw overtopping water back out to sea. Every centimeter of this design had a purpose. The logistical challenge was staggering. The Samarka coastline, where most of the wall was built, is not flat. It's a deeply indented, jagged landscape of steep cliffs, narrow valleys, and small bays cutting into the land like fingers. Every bay, every inlet, every valley required its own individual engineering solution. There was no standard template. Some sections were built on flat harbor frontage. Others had to be anchored directly into cliff faces. In narrow river valleys, floodgates were integrated into the wall, sealed during tsunami warnings, opened during normal conditions for fishing boats and marine traffic. Building materials had to be transported by sea to sites with no road access for heavy trucks. Temporary marine platforms were constructed offshore just to stage equipment. At peak construction, thousands of workers operated simultaneously at dozens of separate sites, stretching hundreds of kilometers along some of the most remote coastline in Asia. In scale and complexity, nothing like it had ever been attempted in coastal engineering. Anywhere. Ever. But not everyone wanted these walls. As construction advanced, opposition grew, not from outsiders, but from the communities the walls were supposed to protect. Fishermen said the walls cut them off from the sea. From decades of learned instinct about weather, water, and wave conditions that no concrete structure could replace. Marine biologists documented the destruction of coastal habitats, seaweed forests, spawning grounds, tidal ecosystems, buried under concrete. And there were losses harder to measure. The view of the ocean from a front door, the sound of waves from a kitchen window, the horizon, gone, replaced by a gray wall taller than a house. Several towns, given a choice, voted against the walls entirely. They said they'd take their chances with the sea. The debate raised a question that went beyond engineering. When you build a wall to protect a community, and the community doesn't want it, who exactly are you protecting? So would the walls actually stop a 2011 scale tsunami? The honest answer from the engineers, probably not completely. The walls were designed for a level 1 tsunami, significant, but not catastrophic. The 2011 event was level 2, a once-in-a-millennium wave. In some locations, run-up heights exceeded 40 meters. Number 18-meter wall stops that. What the walls are designed to do is buy time. Slow the initial wave. Reduce its energy. Give people 30 more seconds. 1 more minute. Enough time for more people to reach higher ground. Computer modeling suggested that if these walls had existed in 2011, the flood inundation area could have been reduced significantly, potentially saving thousands of lives, even without stopping the water entirely. In tsunami defense, every second matters. Every meter of reduced inundation matters. You don't have to stop the wave. You just have to slow it down enough. In the town of Fudai, something remarkable happened in 2011. While neighboring towns were devastated, Fudai survived almost completely intact. Not because of luck, because of a wall. In the 1970s, Fudai's mayor, a man named Tōhoku Wamura, insisted on building a seawall and floodgate system that his constituents called wasteful and oversized. The wall stood 15.5 meters tall. People complained for decades. Mayor Wamura had survived the 1933 tsunami as a child. He knew what the sea could do. He insisted anyway. When the 2011 wave arrived, it reached exactly the top of Fudai's floodgates and stopped. Not a single person inside the protected area was killed. Mayor Wamura died in 1997. He never saw the disaster his wall prevented. His story became the emotional center of the entire Seawall program. The lesson was simple. Walls built for disasters that haven't happened yet. Walls built on memory, not fear, can work. The question is whether you're willing to pay the cost before you know you need to. Japan's seawall is now studied by coastal engineers across the world. The deep foundation caisson systems, the debris impact-resistant profiles, the integrated floodgate designs, all of it is being adapted for coastal defense projects in the Netherlands, Bangladesh, Vietnam, and along low-lying coastlines from the Gulf Coast to Southeast Asia. As climate change pushes sea levels higher and makes extreme weather more frequent, the question Japan has been wrestling with since 2011 is becoming every coastal nation's question. How do you protect a coastline from the sea? Japan answered it in concrete, in steel, in 400 kilometers of wall standing between its people and the Pacific. Whether that's the right answer, whether it's enough, the ocean will decide. After the 2011 tsunami, a single pine tree survived in Rikuzen, Takata, a grove of 70,000 trees, destroyed. Everyone swept away or killed by salt water. Everyone except this tree. Japan preserved it, built a museum around it, called it the Miracle Pine. Japan's seawall is a story written in concrete. It says, "We remember what the sea took from us. We remember the 20,000 names. And we refuse to forget." Whether the wall holds against the next great wave, we cannot know. We won't know until the moment we need it most. But it stands, gray and massive and permanent against the Pacific sky, not a monument to fear, but to the stubborn, defiant, human refusal to be destroyed twice by the same thing.